What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the neighborhood. We are continuing Spooky Halloween Month this episode by talking about characters from Super Smash Bros. Surviving in iconic horror movies and games. Welcome to the podcast where three longtime friends talk about video games from the average gamer's perspective. My name is Andrew Kimball.
I'm Dylan Wren.
And I'm Aubrey Summer.
And we are your friendly neighborhood gamers.
So, we are continuing our themed month of the Halloween season with the concept that Dylan piloted with Delaney, his sister, on their Video Game Olympics episode.
Mm-hmm.
And what we decided to do with this episode was take that idea and put a little bit more like limitations and structure on it, and we are going to choose characters specifically from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from the roster of that game. And then we have two wheels, one with a list of horror movies, one with a list of horror games. We're going to alternate. We'll probably do like 5 of each. And we're going to pick our characters that would do the best in that horror property. And then we're going to leave it up to AI to decide how they would rank. And we're going to gamify this a little bit if Dylan is willing to tabulate the scores on his end, where depending on how the rankings come out, it will be 3 points for first place, 2 points for second, 1 point for third, as far as how us, the participants, can earn points. And then at the end, we'll see who comes out on top. Some stipulations are, like I said, that we are only choosing characters from the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster, which, you know, is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
But once a character has been chosen, it is eliminated. It can't be chosen again by anybody else. So to make things a little bit more interesting, we threw this to our Discord community. We recently started a new channel devoted to getting feedback or questions or interactions for podcast topics, podcast episodes. And so we threw it out there to our community. What Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character would survive the best in Night of the Living Dead, right? That's what it was,
Yes.
Dylan?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some responses in Discord, and we will, I guess, it's a little bit interesting because the way we asked the question was a bit more open-ended, just to kind of get people's thoughts on the topic. But I guess we'll throw all of them in with the kind of ranking idea that we have here and just kind of see which of our contributors comes out on top. But the catch with that is that all of the characters that are submitted by our community will be eliminated from the choices that we have. So I don't know if we want to like put somewhere in the doc the like characters that are off the table.
I'll keep
if that might be helpful.
a thing.
Okay. So I'll read out the responses we got, and then I'll leave it up to us as a group, because some people were like, well, obviously like this character, but this character, like they threw out a couple options. So I'll leave it to us to kind of determine or decide which one we're going to submit for them. Starting it off, we had a response from Caleb, who goes by Deku Scrub in the Discord, and he says Steve Minecraft is probably the best choice, but also either Simon Belmont or Samus. Mega Man also has a decent shot being, well, a robot and therefore immune to zombies. So
True.
I'm leaning towards Steve Minecraft, saying
Yeah,
since he said that was the best choice.
Yeah, it does seem like that's kind of what that choice would be there.
Because he does fight zombies in his game.
True.
Yeah, which I think was the thought process Caleb also had there. So the next response was from Matthew Bliss, who said Kirby, yummy. Which Kirby is kind of like a guarantee for any of these, so getting him eliminated for us is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's assuming that the Cortana or whatever it's called now, co-pilot, knows about how powerful Kirby is, you know?
I mean, if it pulls from internet discussions and stuff along those lines, it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So the next response we got was from the real Dave Jackson, who is Dave Jackson. He's the host of Tales from the Backlog. He said, tough to imagine actual godlike characters like Kirby or Sephiroth losing, but also Snake would totally survive. So I'm taking that as Snake being his response.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think we go with Snake there.
I don't know enough about Metal Gear Solid to know if like Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, like I guess Solid Snake is the one in Smash Brothers.
I think so, but yeah, I also
don't know more than I do. I think it is Solid Snake. I feel like I've seen that in like the
mm-hmm.
the name
I was gonna
or
say,
whatever, but
even if I had played those games based on the current Kojima game I am playing, I don't know that I would know which one I was playing at any given time.
What are you talking about? All of those characters in Death Stranding are named after their exact like quirk and personality trait, which you will have heard us talk about on our previous episode because we're recording these out of order. So,
yep.
Next, we had John with no H. It's John Haig, who was recently on our most recent episode of the Neighborhood Watch. Going a little bit unconventional here, he said, I'm going Plants vs. Zombies for my answer. Piranha Plant for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
It is, I mean, I'm interested to see how it goes, how that one shakes out. Because I think it has potential. I think it has potential there, you know?
It also loses to Mario like all the time.
Well,
yeah.
But also, maybe Mario is right in there with the godlike characters too, you know? Who knows?
So then we had a response from Ryan Player One, who is Ryan, the host of the List Off podcast. He said, Duck Hunt. Zombies don't go after animals in a lot of media. So in Smash Brothers, it's the Duck Hunt dog.
I don't know if there are other animals besides the ducks you were hunting, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just the dog and the ducks. I feel like he maybe fights with some ducks. I don't play as that character in Smash very often, so.
What?
And then
that's not your main?
They are called Duck Hunt, though, not Duck Hunt Dog.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just called Duck Hunt.
You may have to put the Duck Hunt dog specifically in.
Oh yeah, that's what I put
the AI
in,
just to get it to recognize
the AI.
it.
Yeah, I like the brain emoji reaction that Dave put under that one.
Yep,
big brain energy.
Yes.
And then our final response was from Katie. That's Katie Shesko, and she said, "I think Pyra / Mithra would be a good combo to survive." And are they like dual characters? I can't remember.
I am clicking
or is
on
like
them.
The skins for either. Yeah, like I don't remember how they work. I don't know if I should put Pyra Mithra or if I can just put one.
The official site is pulling them up as like different skins of the same character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They may be like slightly different fighting styles, but it is one selection.
Yeah. From one of Katie Shesko's favorite games, Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Which is why I don't know who they are, because I have not played that game yet.
Yeah, I have the first one on my Switch. Every time I think about starting it, I'm like, I don't know that I have 120 hours for this right now.
Yeah, I heard really good things about the third one, but I didn't really necessarily want to start there. But at this point, I may just start there. Who knows? All right, so AI is tabulating. And I don't know that we'll be surprised by these answers, but I'm going to read them out here. So every time AI responds, it's going to say, that's quite a diverse group of characters. Let's consider how they might fare in the world of Night of the Living Dead. So I'm going to read that this one time, and then we're going to just assume they said it. It said it for the rest. So, Duck Hunt Dog. While the Duck Hunt Dog is clever and has some hunting skills, it lacks the combat abilities and defenses needed to survive a zombie apocalypse. It would likely be the first to be eliminated.
Oof.
Oh no!
I don't know that I guess the AI does not know about the sort of animals usually aren't hunted by zombies.
Yeah, and I don't know that animals aren't hunted by zombies, or if it's just not shown because it's not interesting. Because there was some, I can vividly picture in my mind like a scene from a zombie thing where they're like chomping on an animal. I can't remember if it's Walking Dead. I can't remember. Like
I mean, they
don't know
definitely
what
do
it is.
Go after, or they definitely eat some animals and stuff in The Walking Dead, but I don't. Yeah,
but to be fair, that's the only thing Duck Hunt Dog has going for it.
Is that it's an animal, and so maybe.
Yeah.
They might not go for it.
I was gonna say, in like I Am Legend, they go after animals, right?
Yeah, they're technically vampires, but
oh right. I forgot.
Okay, so the next it said piranha plant. The piranha plant has some offensive capabilities, but its mobility is limited. In a scenario where it needs to constantly move and adapt, it would struggle to survive for long. That is true. It's in a pot. I didn't even think about
hopping along.
Yep. That is the weakness of the Plants vs. Zombies as well. They're usually planted in like a single row, and if the zombies are not coming through that row, they're useless. So,
yep. And all they have to do is just not get watered for a while to die. So it might not even be the zombies that get them.
True.
Next we have Steve from Minecraft. Steve has survival skills and can craft weapons and tools, but his abilities are limited by the resources available. In a real-world zombie apocalypse, he might not have the same access to materials and would be at a disadvantage.
Are they implying that Steve Minecraft would not be able to go and punch a tree to get some wood in real life? How dare they?
Maybe it's Jack Black, Steve Minecraft that they're talking about. Then next we have Pyra Mithra. As powerful fighters with unique abilities, Pyra and Mithra would be formidable against zombies. However, their reliance on their powers and the need to protect each other could make them vulnerable in prolonged battles. Their love for each other will be their downfall.
They're not selfish enough.
Well, and I liked how one of their negatives was, hey, they have special powers. Could be a problem for them.
Yeah.
They rely on it too much.
Then next we have Solid Snake. With his extensive combat training, stealth skills, and resourcefulness, Solid Snake would be a tough survivor. His experience in dealing with various threats would give him an edge in a zombie apocalypse.
That sounds accurate. There was that one Metal Gear Survive or whatever game.
Yeah.
That I obviously didn't play it, and it was apparently pretty bad. But that was like the whole premise of that game, right? It was like Metal Gear, but zombies.
Yeah, except I don't think you played as like main characters, because I think it was like a multiplayer thing. But I don't know. But drum roll, please. Surprising nobody. Kirby. Kirby's abilities to inhale enemies and gain their powers, along with his resilience and versatility, would make him the last to be eliminated. His adaptability and wide range of abilities would help him survive in almost any situation. And I'm going to add to that a little bit, editorialize a little, and say, not to mention, he is like a cosmic deity. So.
Yes.
Now, question though, if he sucks in a zombie, does he just become a zombie?
A zombie? He just
immediately eliminates himself.
he would get the zombies' powers, whatever those are. I don't know that, like, he doesn't become the enemy that he inhales. He just gets their abilities. So I'm not sure
and he
that
can
the zombies'
dismiss it
abilities
at will.
That's
So
true.
even if he
can
does
just
get,
spit it out.
zombied or it turns him into a zombie. If he eats a zombie, he can just spit it out, and then it turns into a projectile to attack other zombies.
Yeah, Kirby is definitely the like S tier. You want to win this category character. So
Yeah.
having him eliminated from ours is probably a pretty good idea. It doesn't surprise me too much that he won here, but congratulations to Matthew Bliss for choosing correctly. But yeah, they put at the end. So the final order would be Duck Hunt Dog, Piranha Plant, Steve from Minecraft, Pyromethra, Solid Snake, and Kirby. So, with all that being said, are you guys ready to dive into this ourselves?
Just making sure. So that's Kirby, Duck Hunt, Pyromethra, Piranha Plant. Pyromethra, Steve, Snake, and Piranha Plant are all eliminated.
Yes. Do we want to pick the property first? I guess that makes more sense. We'll pick our property and then choose our characters. So, we will spin the wheel of movies.
And see which one. Guys, spin that wheel.
No, we're not going to steal their thing. The first movie that we will be putting characters into is Child's Play.
All right.
So it's Chucky for those who don't know.
Yes. A dying serial killer transfers his consciousness into a popular kid's doll using voodoo. A struggling single mother gifts her 6-year-old son the much sought-after doll for his birthday, and the doll slowly begins to show its true colors.
So, with that being the case, Aubrey, we'll let you pick first. Which character are you going with?
Who is killing a cursed doll possessed by a serial killer?
Because I feel like this gets a little bit more metagamey because it's like, most of these characters could probably whoop Chucky, so now it's like, what character am I going to pick that isn't going to burn one I might want to use later, but also is going to be better than the ones that you guys would pick?
Right?
Yeah, well, who should go first? Well,
I was going to throw it to Aubrey first.
Okay.
The other option would be we could all decide at the same time so that we're not basing our decision off the other people.
I think once points are on the board, like first place goes first so that the other two people can kind of like pick a character that they think is better, Yeah,
I was trying to think of like the best way to balance it. Either that option or we all just say, hey, I've got one locked in. And then on the off chance that we pick the same character, you re-choose.
I think that's a good way to do it, at least the first one. So
Okay. So you guys,
I've got mine.
Oh, okay. Okay, I've got mine.
And I have mine as well. So Aubrey, who did you pick?
I picked Young Link.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the
Dylan?
Child's Play movies involve kids stopping Chucky.
I picked Toon Link.
Wow. All right, Young Link, Toon Link, and I am going with Donkey Kong.
I mean, he can definitely drop kick that toy into space.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like there was a Toon Link where he fought like some sort of like creepy doll thing, right? Probably. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with Toon Link really beyond Wind Waker.
But I feel like the Links, like a possessed doll is just kind of like a Tuesday for him,
Yeah, it's like the Skull Kid or whatever.
Yep. That's what Young Link is from.
Now, why did you choose Donkey Kong? Why do you think is it just like Donkey Kong is large and can smash this doll?
Yeah, it's just brute strength. Like I feel like the doll is conniving and whatever, but it's small and it's a doll, and so if a gorilla with big biceps and big fists just like does the wind up punch thing and just skyrockets into outer space, like it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was, Donkey Kong is one that could potentially be more useful in other situations, but also like he's not super smart.
No.
So a brute force situation like this seemed like a good place to slot him in. All right, so we have our AI results. Toon Link.
What?
While
Really?
While Toon Link is brave and skilled with a sword, his cartoonish nature might make him less prepared for the horror and cunning of Chucky. His lighter tone and less serious demeanor could put him at a disadvantage in such a grim scenario.
How dare they? He's too cartoony.
Sweet.
Even the AI hates Wind Waker. So.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Next is Young Link.
Yeah.
Young Link is also courageous and skilled, but his youth and inexperience might make him more vulnerable to Chucky's tricks and traps. However, his resourcefulness and combat abilities would help him survive longer than Toon Link.
That loser.
Throwing shade at Toon Link even after. Come on.
Which is hilarious because they're like literally the same character with different art styles. I mean, not literally, but Young Link.
Functionally, they're the same.
Widowy, the same.
Yeah, Widowy. So that leaves Donkey Kong, whose sheer strength and durability would make him a formidable opponent for Chucky. His physical power and resilience would give him the best chance of surviving against the doll's attacks. So the order would be Toon Link, Young Link, Donkey Kong. What do you think? Do you agree with this ranking?
No.
I mean, I don't know about the Links. I feel like that should just be a tie for second, but I feel like Donkey Kong has the best chance against Chucky than they do.
Well, I was trying to think though, like,
I mean, they would whoop Chucky
I think I've
too.
only seen like bits and pieces of Child's Play, but isn't it like mostly the adults that the doll is going after? Like, it's not really like trying to kill the kid.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know either.
I've never. You'll find out there'll be a common theme here that I have not seen pretty much any of these movies we're talking about. So
what? No.
All right, so that eliminates Young Link, Toon Link, and Donkey Kong. We are now spinning the wheel of games to see where we will go next. We will be venturing into the world of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes. This would be an excellent place to have had Snake.
You're not in the vents for me. I'm in the vents getting you.
We want to do the score-based choosing now moving forward, or do we like the all pick at the same time method?
I say score-based. That maybe gives us a better chance to keep you from running away with it.
Okay, like I'm going to be the expert at this. All right, so that means I go first. I know some memes from this game. I'm going to go with Samus.
Dang it. Yeah.
You could always roll the dice and choose Dark Samus. And I don't know anything.
He just picks the same character as somebody else every time somehow. You pick Zelda, he picks Sheik.
Right. Well, Dark Samus is listed as like the same number, right?
Oh yeah, they're both
she's like
4. Has a little icon
C
next to
or
it.
Alternate or something.
Yeah.
I think
they are separate characters on the roster, but like their moveset is exactly the same. So I guess we need to kind of decide. They might be the only. Well, there's Dark Pit and Pit, which are the same.
Yeah,
but there's
Peach
not
and Daisy.
Peach and Daisy
listed as the same.
That might be it though.
Marth and Lucina.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I don't know enough about those characters.
Fake Smash Bros fan over here.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm going to burn Mewtwo on this one.
Mewtwo, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mewtwo.
He's got psychic abilities, and I think that would be helpful.
I was going to say Mewtwo's
possessed puppets.
One of those god tier characters, but also was beat by a 10-year-old or whatever, so.
Well, he was taught empathy by a 10-year-old.
Okay.
He succeeded.
It's been a long time since I watched that movie.
Yeah, he succeeded in turning like all of the people to stone, but then Ash sacrificed himself to save Pikachu or something, and then Pikachu cried over Ash's concrete body, and Mewtwo was like, "Why are you crying over him? He's just a human. He's your slave, like you're his slave, whatever." And then Pikachu was like, "I love him," and he was like, "Oh, Okay, and then they all cried, and the people turned back into
Pikachu was like, Pika, Pika.
Yeah, I was like, was Pikachu saying all that, or did Pikachu go,
well,
Pika?
He was saying that in like the Pikachu way. Just Pika, Pika.
Yeah, whenever Netflix had the like CGI remake of the OG movie, I watched like half of it, I think, with my daughter at the time, but never finished it. Yeah, they did like a CG. I'm pretty sure it was like a remake of the
like
Pokemon
reanimated
movie.
it. That's weird.
Yeah, they did it in like 3D or whatever.
That's really
Anyways.
weird.
Dylan.
I'm going to go with Cloud Strife in an attempt to be stronger than Samus. I mean, he fights robots in the first 5 hours of Final Fantasy VII that I have played, so I think he's got this.
They're not robots,
All
they're
right.
animatronics.
Between Samus, Cloud Strife, and Mewtwo.
They're possessed animatronics, possessed by the
Yes.
spirits of the children that William Afton killed.
Is it one of them William Afton too? I don't know. It's been a while since I have watched the game theory breakdown of the entire lore of Five Nights at Freddy's.
And I think the second game, you find out, it's like a mini game that you do where you eventually, the puppet, which is possessed by the angriest of the spirits, eventually chases him to the back where he hides in a Springtrap suit, which then goes off and kills him. And it slowly decays and he turns into purple guy.
Yeah.
So I was wrong. The AI does kind of change up their little intro blurb. So for the last one, they were like, let's imagine how these characters might fare in the world of Child's Play, where they face off against the infamous killer doll Chucky. Pretty cool. And then in this one, they said, let's consider how these characters might fare in the eerie and dangerous environment of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I wonder if it pulled from the movie or the game.
It's always got the formula though of like, let's imagine, let's do this of this 2 adjectives and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, especially since I'm like asking it for the creative response, it's trying to like embellish. But it kicks things off here with Cloud Strife.
Wow, what? Behind both Samus and Mewtwo?
While Cloud is a skilled fighter with a powerful sword and various abilities, the confined and unpredictable nature of the animatronics in Five Nights at Freddy's might catch him off guard. His combat skills are more suited to open battles rather than dealing with stealthy, mechanical threats in a confined space.
Sephiroth didn't kill him.
Next is Samus. Samus Aran, with her advanced power suit, extensive combat training, and experience dealing with various alien threats, would be better equipped to handle the animatronics. Her suit's sensors and weaponry would give her an edge in detecting and neutralizing threats. Leaving Mewtwo. Mewtwo's psychic powers, intelligence, and ability to manipulate objects and minds would make it the most formidable in this scenario. Mewtwo could potentially control or disable the animatronics with its telekinesis and telepathy, making it the last to be eliminated.
And he could read the minds of the spirits.
Yeah, sure.
Could learn what they want.
Mewtwo was definitely like an S tier pick that has now been wiped off the board.
Yep.
I went, you know what? I want to win.
Yeah, exactly. So next we will be going back to movies with our wheel here, and we will be deciding which characters, well, we will not be deciding. We'll be picking the characters. AI will be deciding which characters would survive the longest in Resident Evil. So we need to decide, are we talking like Resident Evil 1 or the series? Because I can put either in the prompt.
I'm good with either of those.
Because one is like kind of like a
in
zombie,
the facility.
Yeah, facility thing. And then the series is just like, gets crazy. Yeah. I feel like with the roster we're working with, the series might be more like formidable.
Yeah, the Resident Evil film series.
So, Aubrey, I think you get to kick things off here.
Okay. I am going to go with Zero Suit Samus because she looks like a kind of character that they would put as the protagonist in a Resident Evil movie.
Fair enough.
Correct. She is very Mila Jovovich coded. So
Yep.
I am going to go with... Let's see, you went Zero Suit Samus. She has a gun and like an electric whip. I could try to pull out the I want to win card before Dylan does. And just take like some high-powered characters off the board. Oh man, because I don't know what's coming down the pike either. I don't know if I want to remove certain characters. I'm going to go with Fox.
okay.
Mm.
Star Fox. I can see that. I'm gonna go with Bayonetta.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. She looks more like Mila
She-
Jovovich than...
Yeah. Well, and like I'm pretty sure at least in one of the Resident Evil movies, Mila Jovovich probably fired a gun with her feet. So
Not going to lie,
You
I
know.
completely forgot Bayonetta was in the game. I didn't even see her on the roster here. There she is. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I ended up going the like gun route as well. I was like, I mean, there's some other characters like Pitt has wings. Maybe he could just like kind of fly above
True.
all the zombies. But yeah. All right. So we shall see between Zero Suit Samus, Fox McCloud, and Bayonetta who will survive in the Resident Evil movie series.
I swear if it's like Bayonetta would be the first to be eliminated because she's too good.
Let's consider how these characters might fare in the dangerous and zombie-infested world of the
Ooh.
Resident Evil movie series. Bayonetta... No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, how dare you, co-pilot?
Fox McCloud. While Fox is a skilled pilot and fighter, see, I should remember this from when you did it. They like just
Yeah.
pull his like pilot stuff. They don't think about the games where he's like on the ground with
shooting.
guns.
Or like
Yeah.
Smash Brothers where he's
Yeah. Kicking
Whip it
and has
around,
like a
yeah.
shield he can call on. Yeah. So while
With
Fox
his-
McCloud,
with his legs that have been amputated.
don't even start with me. His abilities are more suited to space combat and aerial maneuvers. In the gritty ground-based survival horror of Resident Evil, he might struggle more than the others. His lack of experience with bioorganic weapons and zombies would put him at a disadvantage. Like, they didn't even play the game where he's like on a world full of dinosaurs. Come on.
Right?
Most people didn't, I
Consider.
feel like.
No. I played that game and didn't realize that it was like a weird kind of underground thing that was developed as a completely different game, and then Nintendo's like, no, that won't work. Slap a Star
Slap
Fox
Star
skin
Fox
on it. Yeah.
What a choice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So next is Zero Suit Samus. Without her full power suit, Samus still retains her agility, combat skills, and advanced technology. However, she would be more vulnerable without the heavy armor and weaponry of her suit. Her training and experience would help her survive longer than Fox, but she would still face significant challenges. Plus, she'd be out there looking like a snack, and all those zombies would be. Yeah, speaking of looking like a snack, yeah, the winner here is Bayonetta. Bayonetta's supernatural abilities, combat prowess, and experience dealing with demonic forces would make her the most formidable in this scenario. Her agility,
Yeah.
strength, and magical attacks would give her a significant edge against the zombies and other threats in the Resident Evil universe. Yeah, I forget that she's basically like a demon or whatever, or like a demon hunter. Like, yeah, those games are very supernatural, so...
Yep.
Copilot is making me start a new chat, so while it's doing that, let's spin the wheel of games to see where we will be going next. Shaking things up in a major way, we will be going to the world of Resident Evil 7.
Oh, okay.
Dylan, you will go first this round.
Okay. So Resident Evil 7. Let's see. There have been a lot of good choices eliminated already. I'm going to go.
Yeah, we didn't do the math to make sure we'd
Yeah.
have enough characters to get through all of our...
I am going to go with the Mii Fighter variant gunner.
That's
All right.
a choice.
Just
I
hoping.
go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm just hoping that him being one of the few characters remaining that starts with a gun gives him some sort of an advantage here.
I'm gonna go with Simon Belmont.
Also
a good choice.
Yeah, maybe the best choice. I don't know.
Kills monsters.
These are zombies, not vampires. Let's
He slays vampires and other various. I'm sure he's killed a fungus monster at some point.
Do I want to go Olimar
King
or
Karul?
King DDD?
Incineroar. We may end up doing like, oops, all Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this one off the board while there's still a chance, and I'm going with Sephiroth.
Okay.
Not Banjo and Kazooie.
No,
Right.
I feel like Sephiroth is like the last god tier character. I don't really know some of these Pokemon, so I could be wrong. But
Yeah. It's like this one's actually literally a god in Pokemon world.
yeah, like Lucario or whoever, or Greninja. But I feel like getting Sephiroth off the board and securing this point while I can is a smart strategic move on my part. All right.
If he manages to outpace Simon Belmont.
I feel like everyone's counting the Mii Fighter out. And
Mii Fighter going this early. Crazy. So co-pilot, we rebooted, so they're doing the interesting mix of characters prompt again. Kicking things off with Mii Fighter Gunner.
Damn it.
You could not have thought.
He has a gun.
While versatile with a range of customizable moves, the Mii Fighter Gunner lacks the supernatural abilities and combat experience of the other two characters. They might struggle the most against the horrors of Resident Evil 7, leading to an early elimination.
How dare they?
You had
I'm at
first
least getting
pick,
to the
and that's
spider
what you went
lady with the Mii Fighter.
I mean, maybe. The dad is brutal, takes a ton of ammo and chops your limbs off, so...
Well, I'm pretty sure the Mii Fighter has unlimited ammo, excuse you. So
Next is Simon Belmont. As a vampire hunter from the Castlevania series, Simon Belmont has extensive experience dealing with supernatural threats. His arsenal of weapons, like the Vampire Killer Whip and Holy Water, would be effective. But he might still find the bioorganic weapons in Resident Evil 7 challenging. He would likely be eliminated after the Mii Fighter Gunner.
okay, Microsoft Copilot. I'm sure that holy water totally is helping him against zombies.
They're not zombies. They're fungus people.
I haven't ever beaten a Resident Evil game, but I know that Trevor Belmont in the show fights literally death and wins. So
yeah,
there's not too many characters. That's another reason I went with Sephiroth. Was like, I don't really know how many people beyond like the Castlevania squad would win in this scenario. So Sephiroth, with his immense power, including superhuman strength, magic, and the ability to summon meteors, Sephiroth would be the last to be eliminated.
Scorched earth on
Cheat
their
codes.
swamp house.
His abilities far surpass the typical threats in Resident Evil 7, giving him a significant advantage. So, now we're back to movies. And this is what, the third movie?
I believe so.
Yes. We did Chucky, Resident Evil, and now
Jaws.
Well, I'm not picking Sonic.
When the seaside community of Amity finds itself under attack by a dangerous great white shark, the town's chief of police, a young marine biologist, and a grizzled shark hunter embark on a desperate quest to destroy the beast before it strikes again.
All right, so you're correct, Aubrey. Sonic would be probably the worst character. I probably would have gone Toon Link here because like he has a boat. But
But he's going to need a bigger boat.
nice.
Thank you.
Nice. He's been
Solid.
eliminated, unfortunately. So none of these characters really scream aquatic.
Good at fighting sharks.
I'm going to go with the ice climbers.
Nice.
Because
Nice.
they can freeze water. So, like,
So
They
clearly
just
they can
freeze the shark.
And then hit it with their
Hammers.
hammer.
little mallets. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go with Pokemon Trainer.
Also
Oh, they have Squirtle.
They have-
good.
they
Well,
have
but Squirtle's a
Squirtle.
water type.
Yeah,
so
water
you
type.
want what? The fire
Ivysaur.
type? Grass type?
Grass type.
Ivysaur?
You want the grass type against the water type. But also, they could like fly out there on Charizard too, because he's a dragon.
True. I swear if
there's some versatility.
Microsoft Copilot, if Microsoft Copilot doesn't mention Pokemon types, we riot.
I'm specifically inputting the Pokemon trainer from Smash Bros. To try to like limit it to those 3 Pokemon,
Yes.
because if they
It'll
just
be
pull
like, with an
Pokemon trainer from like
infinite
all of
possibility
Pokemon, Yeah.
that they can at their disposal. Or it's just the human being.
I am going to go with the Inkling from what's that game called? Even
Splatoon.
Splatoon. Yes.
Gonna get some paint on that shark.
Yeah, ink it up. Dylan likes coming in last place. Is what I'm hearing. Okay,
You
never
picked
mind.
Ice climbers. There's no way I'm losing the ice climbers.
Come on, they can manipulate water.
But a shark has definitely
for
eaten
them.
a squid.
True. All right, so let's consider how these characters might fare against the great white shark in Jaws. Ice climbers. Popo and Nana are skilled at climbing and using their hammers. But they lack the combat abilities and versatility needed to survive against a shark. Their primary strength is in icy environments, which wouldn't help them much in the ocean. They would likely be the first to be eliminated.
Yeah. Idiot. Ice isn't the same.
Well, number 2 is Inkling. Inklings have the ability to transform into squids and swim through ink, which gives them some mobility advantages. However, their ink-based abilities might not be very effective in the ocean, and they could struggle against a large predator like a shark.
That's
They would be
literally
eliminated
what they
after
are
the
used.
ice climbers.
Why do you think squids developed the ability to shoot ink? Because they were in the ocean with sharks.
These guys shoot ink out of a gun and swim through it.
So,
Teleport
Pokemon
is what I'm
trainer.
hearing. Okay.
the Pokemon trainer has access to a variety of Pokemon with different abilities.
Three a Pokemon.
Charizard, for example, could fly and use fire attacks, while Squirtle could swim and maneuver in the water. This versatility and the ability to switch between Pokemon would give the trainer a significant advantage, making them the last to be eliminated.
Not
Doesn't
saying
even
they
mention
beat the
Ivysaur.
shark.
Yeah.
They just are the last to
Jaws
die.
still wins.
Yeah, Jaws is still the ultimate life form.
Prehistoric, baby.
Oh, we should have done the Meg. That would have been.
Yep.
It's not all.
Oh, sweet. All right. Video game world. We are going to Days Gone.
All right.
Oh.
Andrew, tell us about Days Gone since nobody played it.
Days Gone is a really fantastic open world freaker video game because they're not called zombies.
They can't be. It's a
So-
rule.
It involves Sons of Anarchy with its motorcycle game influences, like motorcycle gang influences, and it also has a surprisingly good story that just has really kind of awkward and bad pacing, but like from start to finish is way better than I was expecting. And then it has mechanically, like, it's third person. You play as one guy with, a variety of weapons and traps and stuff. But like mechanically, the one thing that it did that was unique and special was the hordes, where there were just like probably hundreds, but not like high levels of hundreds, but like hundreds of zombies on screen at one time moving as like a mass towards you, similar to like World War Z. And like your job is to, you see the horde, you kind of see where they're either sleeping or where they're kind of like inhabiting. And so you go in, you set up all your traps, lay out your plan, and then you trigger them and you see how many you can take out with the traps you laid, how many you can like kill with your gun as you're running. You're like trying to kite them around the traps you laid and drop them into pits and whatever else. And so like it was kind of a cool puzzle mechanic that you like dealt with, which isn't the typical like zombie gameplay. It's a very flawed but fun game that I think, in the way that some PlayStation games get like raised up on a pedestal higher than they deserve, Days Gone got like kind of shit on more than it deserved because it was very video gamey, and it wasn't like this art house project in video game form. So there's my Days Gone pitch. Someday we'll do like a full deep dive on this show, either with Dylan when he finally plays it or a guest who has played it, because there's a lot to talk about, and it's one that's like constantly speaking to me every time I like navigate through my library of like, oh yeah, I kind of want to replay that game. So whenever I actually dive back in and do a replay, like I will find a way to do an episode and maybe like a YouTube video on it, but that's for future content. Maybe that'll be like spooky games next year. Maybe that'll be the game I make Dylan play next year when he loses the predictions again. We'll see.
I'd enjoy that.
Well, then I can't pick that one. Let's see.
You finally get to do your deep dive episode, though.
True. Aubrey, you have to go first this time.
I have to go first this time. So I'm going to go with Wario because he has a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is. I was thinking along the same lines. I'm going Captain Falcon because he drives a very fast car. I couldn't remember if it was a car or a motorcycle because I was like, I don't know what F-Zero really is. So
it is.
I don't really know either.
It's a racing game, but it's like hover cars, like they're futuristic or whatever. So
I could also see Wario setting traps.
Yeah, I mean, he breaks his motorcycle into pieces and chucks it. Let's see. If I wanted to
a trap,
be cute and try to pick somebody that like kind of fit the theme, I feel like most of those characters have been chosen already. I'm going to go with Bowser.
It'll be fun.
I am interested to see how the AI handles Bowser.
Do they count his army?
Do they count the fact that he's lost to Mario in basically every single game he's been in? A plumber.
What about his airship? He's had an airship a few times.
True.
So, let's consider how Wario, Captain Falcon, and Bowser might fare in the harsh, zombie-infested world of Days Gone. Wario. Despite his superhuman strength and durability, Wario's greed and lack of strategic thinking might put him at a disadvantage in a survival scenario.
He is
his fair points.
His brash nature could lead to risky decisions, making him the first to be eliminated.
That's valid.
Next is Captain Falcon.
Aww.
Known for his speed, agility, and combat skills, Captain Falcon would have a better chance of surviving longer. His experience as a bounty hunter and racer would help him navigate the dangerous environment and fend off threats. However, he might still struggle against the overwhelming numbers of freakers. Nice.
But did he Captain punch them? Or Falcon punch them? What is it?
Yeah, he Captain punched them, all right.
Captain Punch!
And that leaves Bowser. As a powerful and durable character with a range of abilities, Bowser would likely be the last to be eliminated. His fire-breathing ability and immense strength would give him a significant edge in combat against both human and zombie threats. Additionally, his strategic mind and leadership skills would help him survive longer in the hostile world of Days Gone.
I feel like that's flawed.
That's a little bit of
flaw
a
in
reach.
the logic there.
It's a little bit of a reach. He's a tyrant. He's got leadership skills.
So, with that being the case, we are moving back to movies for our penultimate movie.
Yes. No, this is number 4.
Yeah, we're doing 5 and 5.
Yeah.
So,
Penultimate means
Okay.
second to last.
I think so. Did I use that incorrectly?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. The second to last movie is The Purge.
Okay.
Oh. Should have saved Wario for this one.
Right. His greed.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm going to go with Ryu.
Okay.
Interesting. Do you have a reason you're picking Ryu?
He is like street smart, physically strong. I feel like because The Purge is all like regular people get to just like
Oh yeah,
go
let me
murder
read
their
the
boss or whatever.
In an America ravaged by crime and overcrowded prisons, the government sanctions an annual 12-hour period during which all criminal activity, including murder, is legal. In case you're unfamiliar with what The Purge is.
I feel like normal murderers. I feel like just kind of regular people with like messed up minds and anger problems come up on Ryu, and he could probably take them out. And I'm pretty sure like he has some like mystical abilities, or he can like shoot fireballs and stuff. So that gives him a little bit of an edge. Basically,
like the Hadouken. So.
Yeah, I don't feel like this is a place to burn some of the like maybe more powerful characters that are on this list, although we are kind of whittling down to where, you know, our options will become Pac-Man and Bowser Jr.
Yeah, I was going to say, there will be some round that's like Olimar and Rob and the villager from Animal Crossing.
Yeah, exactly.
Isabel.
I'm choosing Ganondorf because
Solid.
Ganondorf is a villain, and he would be partaking in the Purge, I think. So he has no qualms about murder, as far as I'm aware. So
yeah, I thought about going with Wolf for the like same villain angle, but I was like, I don't know that Wolf is really that tough or intimidating. So
I think they're even just like a rival team that is on the side of like the good guys.
yeah, exactly. Like I think he and Cloud like put aside their differences for the greater good in whatever games he's in.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with Ridley, because who's messing with an
Yeah.
alien dragon during the Purge?
I was hoping nobody was going to pick Ridley. Ridley was like my second Sephiroth. I was like, I'm going to save this one for like when I want to win.
Now scrolling around, I'm like, King K. Rool, Richter, Dragon. Let's Dragon.
Let's consider how Ryu, Ganondorf, and Ridley might fare in the chaotic and dangerous environment of the Purge, which I'm pretty sure is the exact same thing it said for Days Gone. No, they threw zombie infested in there. But anyways, Ryu. As a martial artist from the Street Fighter series, Ryu has exceptional hand-to-hand combat skills and can harness his ki for powerful attacks like the Hadouken. However, in the lawless and unpredictable environment of the Purge, his lack of ranged weapons and reliance on close combat might put him at a disadvantage.
That's true.
He would likely be the first to be eliminated.
Except for
Yeah,
Ganondorf and all of his guns.
Yeah, there's no gun, or he has no guns, so.
Ganondorf has magic. He can also turn into a giant boar. I learned that by playing Breath of the Wild.
Ganondorf, known as the King of Evil from the Legend of Zelda series, Ganondorf
Sounds
possesses
like first
immense
place
strength,
material.
dark magic, and combat skills. His resilience and ability to use powerful magic would give him an edge in surviving longer. However, his slower movement and overconfidence could still make him vulnerable in the chaotic setting of the
His
Purge.
greed.
Ouch.
Your arrogance.
Ouch.
Yes, Zelda could show up and give one of the people in the purge like a magical bow that hurts his weak spots. So
That would be his downfall. So,
Not light arrows.
Ridley. As a space pirate leader from the Metroid series, Ridley has a range of
that's his lore.
Ridley has a range of devastating attacks, including plasma breath and sharp claws. His ability to fly and his sheer power would make him a formidable opponent. Ridley's adaptability and ruthlessness would likely make him the last to be eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ridley's doing the purging.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Godzilla with wings. All right. So that takes us to the second to the last game with Alan Wake.
Interesting.
Yeah. Who has the best flashlight?
Right? It is, yeah. They are shadow monsters that you have to fight in that game.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that game, like about the actual threat in that game. I know about like game mechanics.
Yeah.
I don't know about the remedy nonsense that's happening.
Yeah, it's like a battle between light and darkness, and so the darkness has taken people in the town and possessed them, and so they are covered in the darkness, and then Alan, or I'm blanking on her name, not Fable. What's her name in the second game? It's some sort of...
I haven't played the second game.
But you basically have to like shine a flashlight at them to like get the darkness to go away, to open up their weak spots so you can shoot them.
Well, I guess I'll go with Rosalina and Luma.
All right.
That does seem like she has light powers. I'm thinking very similar here. And I am going to choose Palutena. Palutena? She is from the... I guess she's from Kid Icarus. I did not realize that. I thought she was one of the numerous Fire Emblem characters.
Similar in style. And I am going to go with...
Wii Fit Trainer.
No, don't give away my ace in the hole. I'm going to go with... I feel like this is not one to like burn a really good character on. Because, I mean, Alan Wake's just a dude.
Just a dude. Okay.
I'll take the other Kid Icarus character and go with Pit.
Interesting.
This is a round for Caleb.
All right, well, kicking things off with Pit.
Wow, I was not expecting that.
Wow.
I also
As an
don't know
angelic-
the other two. So
As an angelic warrior from the Kid Icarus series, Pit has strong combat skills and the ability to fly for short periods. However, his reliance on physical combat and limited supernatural abilities might put him at a disadvantage against
He's
the
an
dark forces in
angel.
Alan Wake. That would likely be he would likely be the first to be eliminated. Yeah, an angelic warrior.
Fighting the forces of darkness.
Next, Rosalina and Luma.
Okay.
Oh.
Rosalina, with her cosmic powers and the assistance of Luma, has a significant advantage. Her ability to control Luma and use it for both offense and defense would help her survive longer. However, the dark and psychological threats in Alan Wake might still pose a challenge, leading to her elimination after Pit.
You saying she's psychologically weak, Cortana?
That's what they said.
Apparently.
And then Palutena, as the goddess of light. Palutena possesses
that makes sense.
a wide range of powerful abilities, including healing, teleportation, and control over light. Her divine powers and strategic mind would give her a significant edge in surviving the dark and twisted world of Alan Wake. She would likely be the last to be eliminated.
You literally picked the one.
I understand the goddess of light winning, but I still feel like the angelic warrior beats girl with star from Mario.
Your reliance.
Yeah.
On physical
Warrior
combat.
is in the name, you know? I don't know.
All right. So going into the final round of movies and games. The score is currently Andrew and I are tied at 15 points, and Aubrey is sitting in first place at 18 points. So it's still anyone's game,
Still anyone's
really.
game with 2 more rounds. Yeah.
It's pretty close.
If you win both rounds, you get 6 points, which I think is enough to beat. No, I think you would still lose if Aubrey gets second place on both of them.
Yeah.
But as long as we mix it around, like, it's still anyone's game.
All right, we are moving into our final movie, and that is The Evil Dead.
Oh.
All right. 5 friends travel to a cabin in the woods where they unknowingly release flesh-possessing demons.
Did not realize that's what that movie was about. I just...
Yeah, it is. Well, that's where Ash Williams comes from.
Yeah. I always kind of thought it was more of like a satire horror film.
The second and third ones definitely get into that. The first one is just like a straight up like horror movie.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of parallels between it and like Cabin in the Woods. The beginning of Cabin in the Woods is very similar to The Evil Dead.
Isn't that a Sam Raimi movie?
Yes.
Yes.
And the guy from Burn Notice in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So I think...
Oh, I won.
Yeah.
All right,
Doesn't
The
happen
Evil
very
Dead. I know. So I want to pick someone. I'm gonna pick Shulk
All right.
from what's the game? Xenoblade Chronicles. I
Yeah,
feel
he's
like
from the
Shulk
first one,
is
right?
probably. I think so.
Yeah.
So that game seems like he's pretty powerful from what I've played. So he also has this big sword gun thing that also seems very powerful. So we're going to hope that gives him the edge enough to win in The Evil Dead.
Okay. I'm going to go with Richter.
Can you go with Richter?
No, it was Simon Belmont.
Yeah, Richter has the little like symbol next
He
to
is
him.
technically the same number as Simon.
It's technically the same. All right, then I'm changing it up drastically and going with Ness.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't know anything about like the mother games, but
All I know
I
is
do
the
like
thing
they fight God, right?
Yeah, the
at
thing
some
they fight
point.
at the end of that is insane. So I feel like Ness is one of those like sleeper god killer type characters.
Yeah, like his innocence is betrayed by what he does in that game or something.
Well, speaking of characters that I don't know super well, but assume fight God at the end of their games, I'm going with Sora.
Okay.
I think he also fights Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has Donald Duck to help him, so
He does.
we'll see if that weighs in here.
Ooh.
Apparently he doesn't heal though.
I want them to eliminate Sora immediately because it's like he's from the Disney characters that he's usually with are nothing compared to this.
Sure. Let's dive into this fun hypothetical scenario. Here's how I think Shulk, Ness, and Sora would fare in the Evil Dead movie. Ness.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Despite his psychic abilities, Ness might be the first to be eliminated. The intense horror and relentless deadites could overwhelm him, especially given his young age and lack of experience with such supernatural horrors.
That does not feel correct, but I don't know enough about Mother
Yeah.
or Earthbound to refute that.
Next, Shulk.
Oh.
Shulk's monado and strategic mind would help him survive longer. However, the chaotic and unpredictable nature of the Deadites might eventually catch him off guard, leading to his elimination.
Boo.
Sora would likely survive the longest. His experience battling various forms of darkness, his combat skills with the Keyblade, and his ability to adapt to different worlds would give him a significant edge in surviving the horrors of the Evil Dead. This is just a fun, speculative ranking. Do you have a favorite among these characters?
Not Sora.
Why is AI trying to like have a conversation with me? Stop it. All right. So that leads us into the final game with the smallest pool of Smash Bros. Characters.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to Bloodborne.
It's not a horror game.
It kind of is.
I mean, it's
If Andrew
definitely
plays it,
like
it can't be.
it's definitely a horror
That's
setting.
true.
You just have way more power in that game than like most horror games would give you. But the setting is very much like first it's like traditional werewolves and then it's cosmic horror. Like it's definitely horror. Let's see. Now it's time for Wii Fit Trainer to make their appearance. No, let's,
Isabel, I choose you.
so the world of Bloodborne, I'm going to go with. Man, I have a couple. I'm torn between a couple. Knowing this is the last round, I never got to call him my boy Sonic, but I'm going to go with Hero from Dragon Quest.
Hmm.
I'm going to go with Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
They were on my list, yeah.
Yeah. Well, to me, Byleth and like it was between Byleth and Joker because their
Joker was
like
also
a Bloodborne
on my
character.
list, yeah. I was like, I don't know enough about Persona to know if Joker actually can do anything. I know in Smash Bros. He has his like persona that can come out, but I was like, I'm just gonna go with like the hero archetype.
Well, I am going to go with Meta Knight. Speed build.
The sleeper hit.
Yeah, it's a dex build.
Yeah. He's wicked fast. He's got a sword. He can kind of fly.
No one picked Jigglypuff? Come on.
Look, I really tried every round to figure out, like, here's how Jigglypuff could still win the election.
Right. Peach.
All right, Hero from Dragon Quest.
Oh, wow.
Despite his
Eliminated
versatility,
first.
Despite his versatility and powerful abilities, the hero might be the first to be eliminated. The dark and relentless nature of Bloodborne could be overwhelming, especially given the hero's more traditional RPG combat style, which might not be as adaptable to the fast pace and brutal combat of Bloodborne.
Ooh.
All right, fair enough. Meta Knight.
Dang.
Meta Knight's agility, combat skills, and experience with dark forces would help him survive longer. However, the sheer difficulty and unpredictability of Bloodborne might eventually catch up to him, leading to his elimination.
He's so fast.
Bloodborne is the fastest FromSoft Souls-like, if you don't count Sekiro.
Meta Knight gets to Lady Maria and just can't keep up, you know?
Yeah. And then Byleth, with their strategic mind, combat prowess, and ability to wield powerful weapons, would likely fare the best. Their experience in tactical battles and adaptability would give them a significant edge in surviving the horrors of Bloodborne.
Adaptability? What is this? Dark Souls 2? That's a joke for like Andrew and 5 other listeners.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very specific joke that I
apparently your
appreciate.
target audience.
Yes, definitely my target. Anyways, I don't agree with this. I feel like Meta Knight comes from a more cosmic horror world and is like,
Yeah, Kirby is there.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Is like more about like dodging and quick attacks, whereas Byleth is, yeah, like if they're gonna ding Hero for his RPG combat style, but they're not gonna ding Byleth for turn-based combat, like. But
yeah.
Who are we to judge what the AI overlords have deemed to be correct? So,
After like Meta Knight was in second place, I was like, okay, so we're gonna encourage people to like talk in the Discord and or throw comments out there about like what was the most egregious oversight.
Dylan, read off our final scores.
All right. In last place, Andrew with 19 points. In second place was me with 20 points. And in first place was Aubrey with 21 points. So it was a very, very tight race there.
I was going to say, outside of a tie, it couldn't be much closer.
Yeah.
Look at us go.
And we...
Equally great choices across the board.
Yes.
We burned through some characters, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were basically down to like, yeah, I don't know any of these characters. Like, it's Little Mac. So...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on, he could beat Mike Tyson eventually.
And on the unused movies wheel, we had Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, It, Hellraiser, Scream, Saw, The Mummy, Alien, A Quiet Place. On the games, we had Outlast, Dead Space, Silent Hill, The Evil Within, Dead by Daylight, Alien Isolation, The Last of Us, The Quarry, Left 4 Dead. So there is still juice to be squeezed out of this particular concept here if we want to revisit it like next year, perhaps. So let us know either in the YouTube comments or the Discord if you enjoyed this episode, if you like this idea, what you would tweak about it in the future if we do revisit it. And maybe we'll dip back in and touch on some of these properties that didn't get their due this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With that being said, if you want to be part of episodes like this in the future, we are going to try to utilize Discord more in the future, get some more of that community engagement for episodes. Like sometimes we have interviews that fall through and we come up with wacky topics like the night before we record and it's not feasible. But when we have things like this where like we know we want to do a month of spooky content or whatever and like it's planned and it's more realistic for us to shout out in the Discord, hey, what do you guys think about X, Y, and Z? And then we can incorporate that into the episode. Along with that, the kind of other side of the coin of that channel that we created, I think Dylan mentioned it in his first post in there, but like, if you just have general questions for us, if you have ideas for topics or things we can discuss on the show, that's also a good place to put those, and we may either answer and address them as like a segment on a show, or it could even spin out into like a full topic episode. So we're going to try to utilize the Discord community more consistently moving forward with the podcast. So if you want to be a part of that, join our Discord. There's a link in every single podcast episode description. If that link doesn't work, shoot me a message on social media or something. Yeah. Let me know. We have our emails are on there or whatever too, and be like, hey, this link is broken. I'll fix it. But it should be a forever link. So definitely join our Discord. That's the best place to interact with us, chat with us, hang out. We're going to be heading into end of year stuff soon where we'll be like throwing around our game of the year lists and we'll be talking about the game awards and stuff in there. So just a lot of cool stuff to talk about, but also if you want to be part of the episodes, that's the best way to do it. We're also on social media. If you want to follow us on TikTok, X, Instagram, we're on all those places. And if you enjoyed this episode, if you like our podcast, if you like what we do, give us a 5-star rating, give us a review. That really helps us reach a wider audience, helps us grow on all the podcasting platforms that allow it. Dylan, what's going on YouTube for Halloween month?
We've got a bunch of videos on there. So recently we had a Dredge video come out, a video on the spooky cosmic horror fishing game Dredge. So if you're looking for maybe a quick little fun, like kind of an odd mix between cozy and horror that you can play on pretty much anything. I think it's on like Switch, PC, all of the consoles basically. Maybe check that out. And I believe the next one on the list coming out here is Flintlock. We are recording this ahead of time. Flintlock will be out sometime either right before or right after this. I don't know which, but that is the next thing that is coming out, I think. So
cool. Not necessarily like a spooky game, but a game that I definitely had thoughts about. So
yeah. There may also be a Death Stranding video. We'll see. Probably not, because, well, just listen to our Death Stranding deep dive to find out why I didn't bother to make a video about it.
We'll just we'll pull together all the like written whining and complaints Dylan has done about that game, and we'll have AI narrate over it, and we'll put that as a video. Aubrey, any closing thoughts or weird nonsense that you want to spout at the end of this episode before we close?
Let's see. Audio is an excellent format to consume horror without it being like too spooky or scary or anything. And so I'll just shout out The Edge of Sleep is a good audio horror podcast. Alice Isn't Dead is a good one. And of course, if you like absurdist humor and vague horror tropes, Welcome to Night Vale is always there for you.
All right. Well, with that, thank you all so much for listening to this fun, spooky episode. We will catch you again next week for the next episode in our spooky Halloween themed month of content. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will catch you then.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul.